So, hello everyone. In the previous video, I have explained you about the concepts related to the while loop. I have solved the questions in this while loop module, and I have also solved the question of this functions module. But yeah, in his blog, in the functions blog, if you read the blog, then there is an interesting topic and a quite important topic to discuss: pass by value and pass by reference. So yeah, in today's video, we will discuss about this pass by value and pass by reference. Okay, yeah, pass by value is when yeah. Let me take a simple example. So yeah, suppose you have an array. Suppose you have an array A, and you have been given a task to sort it. Create a copy array and sort it, and you are not changing this original array, just the you are sorting this copy, then this is pass by value, where you don't change the original thing, you just change the copy of which you have taken. But in the pass by reference, you change this original array itself. So this is pass by reference. Technically you can say that, but it is even more detailed about. So yeah, the original value remains unchanged. The function receives the separate copy, and here the original value is changed. Uh, Inside the function will reflect. Useful when we have multiple variables. Yeah. Okay. So yeah, let us see the Java implementation of this. What is pass by value and pass by reference? Oh yeah, I have said that here the original value in this pass by value, the original values are not changed, the copy is created and those copies are changed. Pass by reference, the original entity itself is changed. So yeah, it is better to understand with the example. You will get more clarity when I take some examples and explain you. Yeah, here is the first example from this blog. Okay, so yeah, here this is the main function, and in this main function there is this sorry the this is main class, not main function. So this is main class. Inside this main class you have an function named modify, so which is taking this int a integer input, and incrementing this a. So yeah, this is just this is static void modify. So the return type is void. The return type is not int. If you return the value as a by doing this int, then the things are different. The original value itself is changed, or else yeah, original value will be changed. First, let me discuss this. Then we will go towards that. So we will expect after we will expect that this function will increment the things and give the output after incremented output it will give. So we will expect that. So here is the main function. So yeah, we are defining this variable x as phi, then we are calling this modify function, and we are passing this input x, and the changes are only made in this function, and the return type is void. So yeah, the actual incremented value is never returned. So when we print x, then it is still 5. It is not incremented to 15 because the return type is void, and there is no actual increment is happening inside this function, but there is no actual proper output. If you add a line here of print a, then it will print 15. but yeah, again we are not returning that. So yeah, because those this a is acting as a local variable for this function, it is not the global variable. So if you change this to int, this modify x function will be executed, but you can't simply write this. You have to store this modify x because this is returning some value int. So you have to store this in some int value. So suppose some int, or you can just x is equal to modify of x. So yeah, you have to store this function output in some variable. You can store that variable again in x, and simply write the code here modify of x. Then the output will be this was passed by value. And this is no not that much proper example to explain the things. This is little bit proper and a good example to discuss. But yeah, again the same thing. So here int we are defining this int a is equal to 1000. Now if we print a, then we will get output as 1000. Then we are in just creating a int b. So we are creating another integer of b. So if we see the memory, in memory a will be separate entity and b will be separate entity. We are just creating this int b. It is not the same thing. So when b is equal to a, b will be get value assigned what a has been assigned. So now the b value will be 1000. So if we print b, then that will be 1000. And now if we increment b, then b will be 2000. And if we print b, then that is 2000. And if we print a, then that is 1000. Sorry, 2000. Because in the memory, both a and b both are existing as a separate entities. Both are pointing so this b is pointing to some different memory address, and this a is pointing to some other different memory address. So yeah, because of that, if when you are changing b, only this b is getting changed. A will not change because both are independent and both are different in the memory. A's memory address is different and B's memory address is different. Here this original A is not getting changed. The copy of the A is created, which is B. And upon changing B, the A will be same. B, only B is getting changed. The original entity which was A, that will not change. Only the copy will change. This is pass by value. Now let me explain you the things regarding pass by reference. Original entity or original object itself is changed. Original it could be integer, it could be some custom objects, or some some. So yeah, if we take the example of this pass by reference. So yeah, so here we are creating a custom class wrapper, and inside of wrapper we are defining this uh, defining so we say this as property of that class. Basically when we create that class, then suppose we create a car class, then there are multiple things in the car class. Car name, car brand, car model number, price as well. So we define them as string name. So these are called as the of that class. So yeah, we can call this value as property of the class, or attribute of the class. Anything we can call. So
This is a separate class which we have created, and inside that we have defined this variable value as 5. So now this is the main class, and inside that this main class we are defining another function, and in this function it is taking the wrapper object. So yeah, we are freshly creating a object of the wrapper class. So yeah, wrapper class, after the taking the object, we are incrementing this object object's value. So yeah, by default, by defining the obj will have value of 5 by default. After creating the obj object, it will be having value 5 because we are defining this in the wrapper class itself. So when we increment this wrapper class, it should increment whenever this modify function is called. So now this is the main function. We are creating a new object w of this wrapper class, and this modify function takes the wrapper object, as we can see wrapper object, and it will increment this wrapper object value by 10. So yeah, 5 plus 10, it will be 15. When we print this wrapper dot value, then it will be 15. So suppose now again if we modify it, then it will be 25. So this is the code walkthrough of this simple concept passed by references, where the original value is changing, and here the value is value. Here the variable name is value. The original variable itself is changing. No duplicates are made. Let me explain you with some another good example. So here I have opened the online compiler. So if you see, here I have created a book class. So for this book class, I have defined the property name, price, and okay, name and price. And for that book class, uh, I have also created a function or defined a function details, which prints the detail of the object. It simply prints the details like name and price, where the variable price, the variable names, it will print simply. So we are not using constructor here, so that's why we are manually declaring. So yeah, inside main class again there is main function. Inside this main function, we are creating this b1 book object, a new object we are creating. And we are not using constructor, so that's why we have to separately declare the name for b1. So if you see, mm, so when we okay, so when b1 is created, it will be having two properties, or two variables or two names associated with it. When the new b1 this line is executed, a b1 object is created, which is pointing towards the memory reference, towards a memory reference. So inside this memory, what all things are stored? One is the name of the b1, and another one is price of the b1 book. So yeah, this is string value, so it will be null initially, and it will be price will be 0 because it is of the type integer. And here we are not defining it. If we by default define here b1 dot name is equal to some xyz, then yeah, it will by default, instead of null, it will be xyz. So yeah, it is b1 is pointing towards some memory reference or memory address. Let's suppose 1008, and we are defining the properties for b1. b1 dot name is equal to RD Sharma, and b1 dot price is equal to 34. So if we print the b1 details, then that will simply print us ID Sharma and 34. Now we are creating another object b2, but this we are only creating a reference of it. We are not actually creating a new object. We haven't used the word. So yeah, if you see here, we haven't used new. We are just using this book b2. We are just referencing an object. We are not creating a new book here, new object of this b2 book. So it will just only act as memory reference. So yeah, now b2 is equal to b1. It will simply point towards this memory reference. b2 is equal to b1. No new object or no separate object is created, like how it was getting created here. Here a separate copy is not created, and as soon as you do changes in this b2, so yeah, now I am doing changes in the b2 as well. If you do changes in this b2, again it is referencing to this memory address. So if you change the name here, automatically the name of this b1 object is also changed. If you run this code, then it will show. So in b1 dot details, RD Sharma and 34, b2 details, it is RD Sharma and 34, because we have did b2 is equal to b1, and we are updating this b2 is equal to HC Verma b2 dot name. So again we are changing only b2, but it is also changing b1, because both are pointing towards the same memory address. Okay, but before, I want to see one thing. So yeah, just after declaring this b2, what it will print? Just curiosity, will it give error? Yeah, it is showing me error, because we are only referencing this b2 object. We haven't even initialized this b2 object. That's why this is showing this error. But what if we do this? Mm, okay, b2 dot name is equal to, is this valid? Yeah, again this is not initialized. So yeah, again this is not valid, because there is no proper memory reference for this. Here this initialization of this b2 object is done when we are doing this b2 is equal to b1. So yeah, I think that's it. I think things are getting cleared for you guys. Now in next videos we will see about pattern. I think, yeah, uh, this complexity can be done later. This is completely theoretical part. There is no coding part in this. Build up the logic, I think, what he is doing here. So yeah, let's see in the next video. So now let us also have the look on some 2-3 blocks regarding this pass by value and pass by reference. So let us see. So I will first read this blog. Okay, here again initially they have just
said the definitions which I said you earlier, what is pass by value and pass by reference. Now again they are showing some coding examples here, and here they are using some diagrammatic approach to explain the things. Initial stack, after modify, what is the stack, and after modify. So yeah, again roughly the same thing which I was telling to you guys. And here also in the pass by reference part, the two pointers pointing towards the same object. So yeah, roughly the same thing which I was saying to you guys, which I was explaining to you. So if we see the conclusion, here he says that Java is always a pass by value. However, the context changes depending upon whether the value which we are passing, is it a primitive or is it a object. The object which we are passing is we are just passing its memory address, the memory reference we are passing. So in the case of objects, it will become pass by reference, and it can act as pass by reference, but actually we are only just passing the value of that memory address, so it is hence pass by value by default. But it feels like it's a pass by reference. And in primitive objects, we saw the example of that int, string, float, anything which you can take. And here again in this blog he wants to say the same thing. Java is strictly a pass by value language. See, if you see this first highlighted line, so again some here initially there is definition and examples, and at last in conclusion this is quite important. So yeah, Java is pass by value language in both the cases, primitive types as well as in the non-primitive object types. But while passing objects, we are passing its memory references or memory addresses. So that's why it can act as a pass by reference. But it is pass by value only because we are passing memory address itself. But what is pass by reference and actual pass by value, that we need to see in this blog, I think. Here he have used some examples regarding C++. So yeah, if we able to understand this, then it is good. But again, no need of that much, because this course is based on Java, and again I don't know C++. So yeah, I think we can end our discussion regarding pass by value and pass by reference in next class or in upcoming videos. What we'll do is we will do this space and time complexity. I think this will be a big video, but yeah, we'll do it.